Hi, this is Jennifer from Positively Learning. Thanks for tuning in. I had a question from a teacher, and I thought it was such a great question. And I thought it'd be easier to show in a video. I also thought probably other teachers will have the same question, so I can share it out with everyone. It's about these PowerPoint slides. Now, I created this huge bundle of PowerPoint slides because I was in the resource room polling several reading intervention groups every day. So most days I had three different groups, and they were all based on the K through 2 scope and sequence. However, all the groups were differentiated by the IEP goals and objectives we were working on. So I found it was so much easier to use these PowerPoint slides, whether it was in a small group or progress monitoring. And it was easier to use these slides and mix and match them than to print and copy and organize everything. So this is what I did. And it ended up getting quite large. There's over 7,000 practice slides. Not that you're going to use all of those, but there's a lot of options that you can mix and match them. So I'm showing you the bundle right now, and then I'm going to show you a closer look at how to actually mix and match and reorder them. So we have everything from alphabet and phonemes to phonemic awareness skills, sight words, different types of practice. And you can download them all together as a bundle to keep them, or you can just look at them one by one. Now, all of these slides, when you download them, they're ready to go. You can just open them up and use them. However, if you do want to customize them, I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So here's the alphabet phonics. I'm going to download this one individually. So I'm just going to click download, and it's going to be in a zip file. Okay. And when I open that, I'm going to see two different files. One is the PDF, and that is just like the introduction to it. What you're going to want to use in your classroom with your students is the larger size that's a PowerPoint. And when you click on that, all of these PowerPoints are going to have this yellow ribbon up at the top where you can click Enable Editing. The reason it says Protected View is that we have to protect the clip art that we use when we're sharing with other teachers. And so, because this is from Teachers Pay Teachers, we need to secure the file. That won't matter for you at all. But if you enable editing, that will go away. And then you can start mixing and matching. So what I do is I like to go to view. It's up at the top. And then on this version of PowerPoint that I'm using, the third option is called slide sorter. And I just find this makes it so much easier. I'm going to go down to the bottom right hand corner and I'm going to zoom out. And now I can see, scroll down a little bit, I can see all of the different slides. And you can see that these are in order. All of the uppercase, all of the lowercase, and then all of the phoneme, what we call chunks. So from this view, though, it makes it really easy to reorder. You probably don't want to teach in alphabetical order. So I can take the uppercase, and maybe you're practicing just uppercase and lowercase, differentiating between them, or maybe you want all of the consonants in the order that your curriculum follows. You can mix and match these any way that you want. And I can pull some phonemes in them. One other thing that is really neat that you can do is you can also mix and match these with the other PowerPoints. So if you wanted to create your own PowerPoint, you could do that and use these slides. And I'm going to show you in just a moment how to do that. Or you can mix and match them to create your own lesson using these slides. And that's what I did. And I'll show you that in a moment too. All right, you could go to the normal view, which is what it opens up in, and you could just drag them this way, but I just find it's a little bit harder to get like the big picture of a little faster to do it the other way with the slide sorter. So another thing you can do, the way I saved these in a secure format, it makes it so that you can highlight it by clicking on a file, and this is in the left-hand side, and then I can right-click. And that way I can duplicate the slide. That was really important when we were practicing, and then maybe finishing up with some quick progress monitoring, I can put that slide in there again. That's especially helpful if a student was struggling and you wanted to give them some extra practice. When I right click on it, I also could just delete it if it was something that we weren't going to be using or if it's too distracting. I can also copy it. And that way I can open up another PowerPoint and just paste it into there by doing the right click and the paste. I know that there's keystrokes you could use as well, but it just makes it really, really fast. Again, I already set up lessons, and I'm going to show you those in a second. I already set up lessons, so you don't need to go to this extend this if you don't want to, but it's there for you if you do. So you can customize it. All right, now, if you want to use this in your classroom, you're going to go to slideshow and you can just do this from the very beginning. And then I'm just hitting return and I'm going through the order. Now, I'm going to hit escape. If you say you were doing a set in the morning and then you just minimized your file and then you decided, oh, you know what? We need more practice. We're going to do that again in the afternoon. When you go to slideshow, instead of from beginning, you just go to current slide and it'll just pick up where you left off. PowerPoint is all sorts of amazing like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is show you after you've switched the order a little bit, when you click out of it, it's going to prompt you. It's going to say save. And it says, we can't save it. Do not worry about that. Just hit save. And what it's going to ask you to do is to rename it. You probably want to make sure that you're also in the file that you want it to be in. I often did not save it because I had just customized it for specific reason and I just kind of want to return it back to the master. So if you want to do just close out, you just hit click and you'd say don't save. And that way your master is secure. If you ever mess up the master, that's never a problem because if you purchased it from TPT, you just go and just re-download it again. It's like fresh start. All right, one last thing I want to show you is how you can mix and match to make these lessons. And this is a free one that is in my store. So please, I'll put the link so that you can download that and grab that. And I'll show you what I mean by mixing and matching. Sorry, this is so slow. I think it's because I am filming at the same time. All right, so there's the zip file, just like last time. And you're going to see all the different days separated. Now, I do have a start here that's a guide that gives you an overview of what's on all of these slides if you just want, if you don't want to open each one, but let's pretend that it is time to teach. So I'm going to open this up. There's that yellow bar. I'm going to hit enable editing. Now, say that, you know what, I didn't have time to look at that PDF that tells me what's on there. I just want to really briefly remind myself. I'm going to go to view, slide sorter. I like to zoom out. And that way I can see them all in order and I can say, you know what, that astronaut is going to take out a student's attention. They're going to get so, so excited. And that's great. However, I need to like keep going on the lesson. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to reorder it and put it at the very end. That way, if it is exciting and it does distract, no problem. We can handle that. And you know what? I have got students that like that get up and move and body spell the sight words. You know what? That is like way too much for today. So I'm going to highlight these by clicking on each one and I'm going to right click and I'm going to delete this. Or I'm going to put them at the beginning or the end or wherever you want. So that is how I made these mix and match slides. Now I'm going to go back to normal and I'm going to hit slideshow and I'm going to show you just from the beginning how I would use this. So here's the slides. And remember, you can use this with the alphabet one that we just looked at. You can use them with any of them. And so I would just have my students get started. We're going to start with a sound chant. So they're going to be looking at the screen and making the sound. And pretend that our students are making the sound. Body spelling. All right, let's get on our feet. Let's warm up. Tall letters. And then my students would stretch up. Short letters, they touch their toes. And then we tapped our bellies. And then they would do the words. They would do the movement and say the letter, and then we'd say the word together. So it's like a chant. It's like word showtime. Showtime means there's no cue. You're just going to be reading the word. And it was the same exact words we just did. Now, here is our phonemic awareness. And I have one of these for every day, and every day is different. So that's why there's 7,000 slides. But trust me, now that they're all done, it was just amazing because I could just mix, match, make new ones. And I always had something ready to go. It was a lifesaver. All right, do they rhyme? Name the pictures. Do they rhyme? And so on. And then they answer. And then they're self-checking. I had a teacher that I co-taught with that put these slideshows on timers and set it up as a center. So she would have a small group visit the computer with the slideshow and they would watch it and answer the questions. My students were not ready for that. They still needed like more of the teacher guidance, but I thought that was a neat idea. Okay, and you get the idea. There's tons of phonemic awareness activities, and then as the lessons progress into further days, don't save, we go into more phonics based. Okay, I hope this helps and that it makes you feel excited for the possibilities of mixing and matching and reordering. Probably way more information than you needed, but if you have any questions, please be sure to let me know. Thanks so much for watching.